Welcome to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy, wisdom, and healing, where we explore how energy shapes your life and how you can shift it to thrive in every area physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Each week, we'll dive into practical tools, real-world examples, and quantum energy perspectives to help you stay positive, navigate challenges, and reclaim your personal power. Whether you're dealing with stress, seeking balance, or curious about the energetic world around you, this is your space for insight, growth, and transformation.
If you've been trying to move forward, but you feel foggy, heavy, distracted, or weirdly unmotivated, this episode is for you. Because April is bringing a strong burst of forward-moving fire energy. And if you're carrying invisible clutter, that fire won't feel empowering. It will feel like pressure. Today, I'm going to help you clear the clutter emotionally, energetically, and mentally so you can feel steady, clear, and ready to shift from lamb energy to lion energy. So, hello, and welcome to Release Your Potential Now with Jane. I'm Jane Phillips, and I'm so glad you're here with me. This episode is the first in our March series, In with the Lamb, Out with the Lion. March is the preparation month, the month where we don't force the leap, we build the runway. We get organized emotionally, energetically, mentally, and practically. So when April arrives with a burst of momentum, we're ready to harness it. Because when the energy ramps up, it magnifies whatever is already there. If you're clear, it becomes momentum. If you're cluttered, it becomes overwhelm. And in April, we have Aries fire energy, which is going to be particularly strong this year. So I want to help you be prepared for that. So today we start where it matters, clearing what's in the way. Let's talk about April for a moment, just in simple, real-life terms. April has strong Aries fire sign emphasis this year, and Aries energy is about initiation. It's about action and courage and starting things, choosing direction, and moving fast. It can be incredible, like turning a key on in an engine, but it also can feel like restlessness, agitation. We get impatient, impulsive decisions, or starting 10 things and finishing none, or pushing yourself too hard. So, if you want April to feel like, yes, finally go, then March is the month to clear the inner clutter that makes you hesitate, spin, or stall. And when I say clutter, I'm not just talking about your closet. I'm talking about emotional residue, energetic noise, outdated thought loops, and the subtle pressure you might be carrying that you don't even realize is there. So what about the clutter? Clutter isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's the voice that says, I should be further along, or I can't trust things to go well, or if I relax, something will happen, or I have to do it perfectly or it doesn't count. And the last good one is I'll start when I feel ready. And what if you never are? Clutter can also be emotional residue. Grief you didn't fully process, or disappointment you brushed past, or anger that you swallowed, or fear that you normalized, or exhaustion that becomes your baseline. And energetically, clutter can feel like static, like you can't quite hear yourself, or like you're trying to make decisions from a noisy room. So today, we're clearing the room. And I also want to make this practical, because clutter isn't only emotional or energetic. Sometimes clutter is a to-do list that's secretly running your nervous system. So if you have 100 shoulds floating around in your head, it becomes almost impossible to feel clear, confident, and inspired. Your system stays in low-grade alert like, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. So here's a powerful March practice for the Lamb to Lion theme. This is about making a master list. And if you've never done this, a big brain dump, I have in the past, and it can be a little daunting, but if everything goes on the list, then you have something in front of you to work with. So take a piece of paper, and if you're listening on a recording here, do a brain dump on paper of everything on your to-do list, and I mean everything. Errands that you need to do, calls you've been avoiding, maybe administrative tasks or money. We're getting into tax season in the United States, so money or figuring out taxes might be there, repairs that you need to make, appointments, conversations that are unfinished you want to finish, projects you started and didn't finish, and obligations you agreed to that don't feel right anymore. Get it all out of your head and onto paper, because then you have a place to focus. And if it's taking up space in your head, put it on the page. It goes on. Because your brain is not meant to be your storage unit. It's meant to be your creative engine. So now we're going to talk about looking at that list and creating it, looking at it through a clean slate lens. Because April's aerial fire energy will amplify your direction or amplify your chaos. So you want direction. So I've created a chart for this if you'd like to have something prettier that you can fill in the blanks on. But for now, and it's downloadable from this podcast. So the first thing I want you to do is take your piece of paper and divide it into 3 columns. Column A is a must-do before April list. These are things that truly need to be wrapped up so you can start April with clarity, not because you're punishing yourself, because you're clearing the runway. Examples might be a bill or paperwork that creates stress until it's handled, or an appointment you keep delaying, or maybe finishing a loose end that keeps draining your attention. It's always in the back of your mind. Or a decision that you need to make and close up. So column B, the second column, is your should do, but can wait. These aren't emergencies. They can be scheduled later without your life falling apart. They're important, but they don't have to be done now. There's probably timing, and we're going to talk about that later in March also. And then the column C, or the third column, is the let go column. And this is the magic column. These are things that don't belong to you anymore. Obligations that you were never aligned with. Someday projects that just feel heavy, and maybe they were important once, but they're not anymore. Or tasks based on the guilt or proving of yourself. Or anything you keep on your list to look like a good person while your body is quietly saying no. Letting go isn't failure. Sometimes letting go is leadership. And you can ask 3 questions if you're unaware. If you don't know where something belongs, ask, if I don't do this, what happens? Really? Pay attention to that. If I don't do this, what happens really? Or as you're moving forward into the spring and your year, does this support who I'm becoming this spring and this year? And will finishing this project free your energy, or will it drain you? Pay attention. If I don't do this, what's going to happen? Does this support you? And will finishing this free your energy, or will it just drain you? Because March is not about doing everything. March is about doing the right things. So April and Ariel's fire has room to light up your momentum. Now look at column A. That's your top priorities, and choose 3 things you will complete this month before April. Not 30, just pick 3. And these are your runway clears. The things that once done will help you breathe again. And if you make this, you can make this even more powerful. Name why you're doing them. Give yourself a reason. I'm finishing this so I can start April with a clear mind. Or I'm handling this so my energy isn't split. Or I'm completing this so I can move forward without dragging the past behind me. This is Lamb energy. Steady, grounded, and intentional. And it sets you up for Lion energy. Bold, focused, with action when the fire finally arrives. So I'm going to offer a little mini exercise to maybe close this loop a little bit. And you may want to pause the podcast to do this. I'm going to go more quickly. But take a breath and look at your list. And now whisper to yourself, anything that isn't mine to carry, I release. You may not know what all that is yet. Anything that isn't mine to carry, I release. And choose one item from column C, the let go, just one, and cross it off for now. Not later. Dump it now. And then notice what happens in your body when you let something go. Even if it's subtle, that tiny exhale is the beginning of your clean slate. So that's good. So now we're moving on to some ideas of 3 signs you might be carrying clutter. So you might be carrying more clutter than you realize, and here are some signs of it. You feel busy inside, even when nothing is happening. You sit down and your body doesn't get the memo. It's still processing things. It's still trying to figure out what to do next. You've got all of that going on. So that's the first sign. If you're just not able to settle down and be calm because there's something constantly running in the background that's telling you you need to do something. Another sign is if you're procrastinating, but it doesn't feel like laziness. It feels like dread or fog or resistance that you can't explain. And a lot of times when we're procrastinating, there is a reason. It might be on your let go list and you just haven't been able to do it yet. Or it might be something that you don't know what to do with yet. And so you're putting it off because you don't know where to start. And we'll talk about what to do with that later. Or you've just lost your natural desire to do this thing. Again, it might be on your let go list. It's not your discipline. It's the spark that once was there that says, yes, I want that, and isn't there anymore. So if any of those sound familiar, we're going to address that today. So, all right, I want you to get comfortable. We're going to do a little guided practice for you. So if you're driving, you're listening to this driving, keep your eyes open, but you can still do the intention and not get too distracted by this. So the first step is just a little bit of guidance. And again, when you're listening and you can pause this, you'll want to do a little pause. So just focus on your body so that you're actually present with your body. What's it doing? And then take a slow breath in and let it out. And then breathe in. I often say breathe in through your mouth, or through your nose, excuse me, and then out through your mouth. And just do it slowly. And then pay attention to where you're holding tension. Is it in your forehead, your jaw, your throat, maybe your chest, your belly, shoulders? Just notice that. You're not judging it. You're just noticing, no judgment. And now you can imagine in front of you anything you've been carrying that you don't need to carry anymore. It could be pressure, fear, expectations, self-judgment, emotional residue, worry, or old loops. Just be aware of that. Picture it like dust in the air, maybe like static or fog. And then when you next exhale, imagine pushing that fog away from your body like a gentle wave. I sometimes, when I'm doing guided imagery, tell people to imagine a ceiling fan that's pulling the exhaust out of a room. And you can make it the size of a bathroom one, or you can make it a big exhaust fan if you think you need to. And I find that having that image of something pulling it out when maybe you don't feel like you can push it actually works. So just imagine that it's being pulled out, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just get calm. And breathe in and out, and you're clear. And now imagine whatever you cleared is gone. It's not fighting you, it's just leaving. It's gone out through the fan. It's done. And then call your energy back and say, any part of my energy that I've scattered into the past, into the future, into worry, into other people, what they're thinking of me, projecting at me, people that I feel like I have to take care of. You're calling all of your energy back to yourself. And imagine it's returning like a warm light into your chest, belly, hands, and feet. And just breathe that in. And now that you've done all of this, I want you to reconnect and ground into the earth. And one of the visualizations I use for myself is I just imagine my feet flat on the ground, and I imagine they have roots growing out of my feet, going straight down into the earth and wrapping around deep in the earth a crystal of your choosing. It could be amethyst, it could be anything, but a crystal or a stone of your choosing. And these roots grow right around, wrap around this crystal and come up and then wrap around your feet gently, pulling you back to earth, and then adjust the tension on these roots on your feet until it feels perfectly right for you. You feel solid and calm. And let your nervous system hear this message. I'm here, I'm present, I'm safe, I'm supported. And then breathe in and exhale slowly. And now imagine a gentle boundary around you, like a soft, clear bubble, letting love and support in filtering out chaos. It's not a wall, it's just a filter. And now I want you to say to God, the universe, your guides, I choose clarity, I choose steadiness, I choose calmness to prepare for my next level. And the word choose is really important. When I'm doing work with clients or even for myself, I never want something because that's an unfulfilled wish. So when you're saying the word choose, it's very important for manifestation that you use the word choose, because you're telling God that this is something you want to claim, and you're hoping and you're asking that you get support around doing that. So good. Thank you for doing that with me. It's a really great grounding thing that gets you back for more clarity. So after you've cleared like this, one of three things usually happens. A lot of times you'll feel lighter immediately, like, oh, here I am. Or you might feel tired, and that's normal because your system has been overloaded and you let go of a big burden. So your system is finally unclenching. Or you might all of a sudden get some clarity, one decision, one next step, one thing you're letting go. I've done with that. And don't demand a huge revelation. We're not forcing lion energy yet, we're building it. So I have a weekly challenge for you to create your April runway. And so here's your challenge for this week, simple and practical and powerful. So do the master list brain dump, which we talked about earlier. Take 10 minutes if it takes you half an hour. Allow enough time to do this. Do your master list brain dump and make the 3 columns. And again, I have a handout at the bottom, are the things that you must do, the things that can wait, and the things that you can let go of. And next, choose your top 3 must-do runway clears to complete before April, and then cross off one let-go item immediately. So your system gets proof that you're able to release things and that it's safe to do that. And as you do this, say, I'm making space for April's fire to work for me, not against me. Because that's the point of March: space, clarity, closure, clean runway. So I have a little commercial break that I stick in the middle here, just because even though you can do all of this stuff for yourself, sometimes we need a little support. Sometimes we have belief systems that are just running our show, from life experiences, how we were brought up, current things that are happening. And if you feel stuck and you're not able to let go of things, as a medical intuitive, a body code practitioner, quantum energy practitioner, I'm certified in all of those things. One of the things I found that I have the ability to do is help release some of those things I used to call stinking thinking, which is merely life telling you that things are true that don't have to be. So if you think you would like some support around this to just get unstuck so that you're ready for April's fire, then you can reach me at Jane C. Phillips, PHILLIPS.com, and you can book a 20-minute consult with me, and we can see if I might be a match to help you overcome any stuck stuff that you have. So, all right, we've cleared the clutter today, and this lamb energy, steady, grounded, and intentional, we're starting to put it into place. And next week, we're going to build on this and talk about how to stable momentum so April doesn't become a stop, start, start, stop, but instead becomes real forward motion without burnout. So if this episode helped you, share it with a friend who's been feeling foggy or overloaded, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the Lamb to Lion series. I'm Jane Phillips, and this is Release Your Potential Now with Jane. And until next time, be gentle with yourself and keep making space for your light. Remember to say, I choose clarity, I choose steadiness, and I choose to prepare for my next level calmly. Thank you.
You've been listening to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy wisdom and healing. Tune in on Transformation Talk Radio to unlock the power of energy healing and transform your life one insight at a time. Share this episode with a friend who's feeling stuck and might benefit from a little extra support on their journey. Together, we can create a ripple effect of healing and positivity, empowering individuals to live healthier, more joyful lives. Are you ready to gain control of your life and health? Then visit janecphillips.com to book a session, join a workshop, or explore how energy wisdom can help you heal and thrive.